Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to.
Is HYBE a family thing? Wait, is the HYBE family a thing? Oh, okay. Okay.
What? Wait, my headphones.
Basically, I
You have your headphones on?
I kind of assumed the title without reading it. Is HYBE
Yeah,
a family thing?
yeah.
But this is the HYBE family. I think it means it's a little different meaning. But anyway, let's get into it.
In 2013, BTS debuted under the small South Korean label Big Hit Entertainment. At the time, the label was managing 4 other artists, but they were not even fully theirs. They were co-managed by other bigger, more powerful labels. With time, these artists started disbanding or leaving the company one by one. Soon after, Big Hit Entertainment only had 2 artists, solo singer Lee Hyun and BTS. But as we know, BTS then became the biggest group
Who?
in the world. They
That's some sort of solo singer. I don't know.
What's his name again?
Does it matter to you?
Yes.
Lee Hyun. Do you feel happy now?
I don't think I ever seen his
I don't know him.
data.
I don't know him either.
helped the label survive and transform from Big Hit Entertainment to HYBE Corporation, a South Korean multinational entertainment company that works
Hype slash BTS story is nice though. It's like a South Korean dream, basically. You know.
as a record label for artists under other entertainment companies and as a talent agency or management company for artists like Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. But this apparent sudden massive success has made a lot of K-pop fans very confused because in K-pop there were always 3 major labels known as the Big Three. There were other entertainment agencies, but just like what happened with Big Hit and their groups, their success was not guaranteed. Only the Big Three were capable of producing real big groups. So since BTS broke the notion that the most popular group can only be from the Big Three, K-pop fans started naming Big Hit Entertainment and then HYBE as part of a new Big Four. Because how is it possible that the Big Three doesn't have the actual biggest group, not only in K-pop but in the world? It's simply
Wow.
impossible. This quick response of naming HYBE as part of a new Big Four may be comforting for K-pop fans, because the Big Three always sold the idea that no matter what, the big whatever has the biggest groups. It doesn't matter if the group doesn't have any music yet. These groups will have fans before their debut, before releasing any music, before
That's
That's fair. That's
insane.
fair. The
Yeah.
Baby Monster had
Mm-hmm.
fans, bigger fan base before the debut. That
Mm-hmm.
that is fair. But Hybe is, as I think, I do think Hybe is now part of Big Four because Hybe was like eyelid girls. They had fans before the debut. They did more
Mm-hmm.
reality TV shows. The girls had their fans. So yeah, Hybe is now in the club.
It's so interesting to see this phenomenon because we don't have that here in the States.
We do.
Like, for as an example of that,
UMG, SMG, WMG.
yeah, but just because the artist is signed with them, does it mean they already have fans
Oh,
established?
that part is true. Yes, we don't, because
Yeah.
the reason for that is because these groups are formed on TV, so they have the fans through
Oh.
TV. They watch the show. It's
Mm-hmm.
to give you an example, the show like for JD, for example, like how Lotto became a rapper. Remember the show? I don't remember the name.
Oh, do American Idol. That's easier.
Oh well, you have an example
Yeah,
yourself.
but like you're saying it's complicated. I'm looking at you like, and you
You
looking at me for that,
okay?
and I'm like, I
Well,
don't have the answer for
you
example.
have an example, so
It just
but
popped
you're
in my
right.
mind,
Yeah.
but I wanted you to explain.
American Idol, The Voice, America Got Talent, Britain Got Talent, whoever the fuck else got talent. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
similar principle.
Oh.
we see them dance or sing.
Hmm. But they're not always from a game show. Like this, not like a survival show.
No, but I'm saying in those shows, you build a fan base. So
Mm-hmm.
you get a fan base before you become like a professional singer.
Just because they are from the Big Three. This is how these labels have successfully tried for years to create a community of fans not only for the groups signed to their labels, but also for their company. This type of identity K-pop artists have with their
What is weird about K-pop though is how there are certain fans that are label fans. That is weird. That is just fucking weird.
Why?
Think about it. Do you know as somebody who's just UMG fan or SMG fan or Warner Music fan? No, it's weird.
It's just, to me, it's not like a music label that you view them at. You view them as like a product, like a designer. Like, oh, this is like Louis Vuitton, so you like everything of Louis Vuitton.
The label?
Like in Korea.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's fair, but even if with everything of Louis Vuitton, I would still just think weird to like every single piece Louis Vuitton puts out. Like, there's bound to be something you don't like, and you don't have to like everything either. That's why.
I don't know if hmm. I think maybe a similar example is how we have in the States, like an artist creates their own label, like a Beyonce create a label Parkwood, or J. Cole creates his own label Dreamville,
yes.
and then naturally people, since they already identify with that big artist, whatever that big artist do, they are, quite supportive of it.
I
Without even hearing the
I
person.
think they are supportive of it in the sense
Mhm.
that they want to hear them come out, but I
Yes.
don't think they're blind witnesses where they're gonna anything the person put out. Oh,
But there's people
best
out there like
music
that.
ever.
There's people out there like that.
There
though.
is. I'm just saying I don't like it.
labels is very strong, stronger
asked
than
you
in
what
Western
you like?
countries where most people don't know
Let me ask
This
you.
is my channel. I say what I like. The fuck.
from which label their favorite artist is from. So in a world where label identity and label families are strong, where does BTS stand? And does the family of
That's pretty
artists
cool.
exist? Some K-pop fans would probably say yes, because the big three and almost every other South Korean label have a strong family identity. But this doesn't take into consideration that HYBE is not even a label, and that BTS has very little in common artistically with other groups from their company.
These family dynamics, you see, you can relate and say there's always issues with family too, as well. Like we're seeing with New Jeans, and how they feel like they are like the black wolf,
Black sheep.
black sheep.
With the recent globalization of
Yes, the company stands exactly what I just mentioned.
K-pop, because of BTS's global success, it has become less and less acceptable to be a company stan. A company stan is someone who is a fan of a music label, or most artists part of a music label. In the case of the big three, YG and their artists are considered a family. SM is a town, JYP is a nation. This family idea is promoted by collaborations of activities between groups under the same label. Like I said,
Would you
nowadays it's less
say?
common to
Would
be
you
a
say
self
people under the same label, the music taste, is it the same or is it different?
I would say for YG, they have a sound. So like a YG stan.
Because remember we did the pop quiz, guys, and we had to choose based on the big four who we were, and they put like a category of which songs that we like. We tend to favor a particular label based on the sound. So would you say that
Well,
each
so
label
for me,
has a
I
sound?
think I picked a lot of SM, didn't I?
I think so, yeah.
Because I always consider myself to be a YG fan. Like not YG fan, but I always liked a lot of YG music. But when we did that quiz, I ended up liking like the most for SM. I
That
was
was
like,
so
what the
random.
fuck?
I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
So do I think okay, anyway, where I was heading with this. I think YG does have a sound.
Mm-hmm.
They have a formula.
Yes.
So
And they have not too many people to have
Yes,
like
it's
that
fair.
many
Exactly.
options.
So
Okay.
yeah. But so
Okay.
for YG, I think there's a sound. For
Yeah.
HYBE, HYBE, SM Town, JYP, I don't think there's a sound, or if there is one, I haven't picked it up. Because like for example, look at JYP girl groups. We have Twice, we have NMIX, we have ITZY.
All very different.
All very different, yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as JYP boy groups, only Stray Kids really, isn't it? Well,
They have kickflip.
Next and Kickflip now, but they're too young to really have a identity. So I don't know.
claim company stand, but the instant success and support of groups that just debuted are clear signs that company stands still exist. But instead of saying I am a fan of this label, K-pop fans say phrases like I like SM's sound. Or I like JYP groups, so I dislike JYP the least. Or YG is bad to their artists, but I like their noise music.
Yeah, I think as I said, YG does have like, you want to call it noise music, I guess you can call it that. I call it upbeat music, but YG does have a certain style.
I'm not kidding, these are real excuses you will see in K-pop spaces all the time. So company stands still exist because companies still try to make their groups have a common factor. And this factor works as an excuse for K-pop fans to support all the groups or the majority of groups under a K-pop label. This common factor can be a characteristic style of music, a way of dancing, or a common physical style. So when naming HYBE as part of a new big four, K-pop fans also try to find a
In the
common factor
States,
between
do you
HYBE
think
artists
we
that can
have like for the big labels, there's a common factor? Like,
No.
can you see like, oh yeah, this label hires like this type of style of artist?
No, I don't think so.
That's so interesting.
make them a family. However, although HYBE is very successful now, this company cannot be compared to the other labels part of the big three, because to start, HYBE is not a label.
You see, they do this. They show this. Like, okay, they all have their signatures, but then we have situations where, oh, this group is copying this group. How?
They're
The way
trying to switch
BTS
the
impacted the
signature.
music world has confused a lot of K-pop fans, because BTS broke the K-pop system in many ways. One of these is the way in which entertainment agencies work in South Korea. BTS debuted under the small label / entertainment company Big Hit Entertainment. This means that Big Hit used to manage everything when it comes to BTS, from the musical direction of a project to the distribution of their albums. But when BTS started gaining massive worldwide popularity, Big Hit became a big label / entertainment company. When this happened, Big Hit separated the label side from the corporate side. The corporate side was named HYBE, but the label Big Hit, which manages aspects like musical direction, never disappeared. The name just transformed
So HYBE is just a conglomerate. So HYBE would be like Universal Music, because Universal Music has sub-labels too.
into Big Hit Music. So all the artists part of Big Hit Entertainment, and by all I mean the two all artists part of Big Hit Entertainment and the new group TXT, which just debuted in 2019, stayed in Big Hit, now named Big Hit Music. Then HYBE started absorbing other small South Korean
That guy
labels.
is still active?
I guess, I don't know, I never heard that guy before.
Some that already had other artists. Here starts the real confusion. HYBE's new labels started debuting new groups, and K-pop fans assume that these groups are under the same label as BTS, but they are not. BTS's label, Big Hit Music, only has 3 artists: BTS, TXT, and Ehyun. So why are Big Hit artists being mixed with other labels' artists when talking about the HYBE family? HYBE is a corporation, not a label, and unlike other label families, the artists part of HYBE Corporation don't share a common sound, look,
I get what she's saying, but it's really not that deep. I think if you wanna,
No, it is deep because it'd be deep if you're trying to associate yourself to BTS. Like, I'm under the BTS.
yeah, but they're all
like,
part of HYBE. Like, if Drake and Kendrick both under Universal, so they are both Universal artists. It's like whatever. What you're gonna say? Oh no, but actually, Drake is under Interscope and Kendrick is
And
under
they
Top Dog
that
Entertainment or
which
something.
they
Like, come
probably
on.
have different roles and different powers.
Yes, they are, but at the very, very top level, they still fall under the same tree. So, like, you know how tree grows from the bottom up, right? And then branches off. They might not be on the same branch. Like, if they're apples, they might not come off the same branch, but they're gonna come off the same tree. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, they're not like branch siblings. They're on different branches, but it's still the same tree. So if you call it an apple tree, it's not an orange tree. It's an apple tree. They're still apples. Now, same with orange trees or like cherry trees or whatever. It's the same thing. I think it's just trying to separate BTS from others. Which, I mean, you are right. Others are trying to chase cloud by being associated to BTS. So I'm not saying that's not true, but they're not inherently wrong either.
look, or style of choreography. HYBE is an umbrella company that does not only have music labels, but also a social network division and a
You
business
see how the tree is done, right? HYBE, every little thing on this is part of HYBE. So if you're saying, oh, they're a HYBE artist, you're not wrong. Like, if you want to be particular, sure, they make Big Hit Music versus Adore. So New Jeans is not like BTS's sibling, it's BTS's cousin. But still, they're same, come from the same tree.
division that has an education division and a video content division. Saying that there is a family of HYBE artists would be like saying that there is a family of Kakao artists, which is also an umbrella company with way more divisions than HYBE. But although Kakao has
Let me see this. I mean, might as well say that, except I don't really know none of these labels except for Starship. So
Yeah.
has 150 artists under its umbrella, no one talks about a Kakao family.
I think no one talks about them because nobody knows about them.
People only talk about HYBE family because Big Hit used to be just a label, and not any label, but BTS's label. And the rebranding of Big Hit as HYBE made a lot of people believe that artists
Well, with me personally, why I all consider them HYBE, to be honest, because the music videos go on their HYBE page. They don't go on their source music page. They don't go on their Big Hit page. It goes on their HYBE page. So when I open the HYBE page, I find a music video by Le Sserafim. If I sort by most watched, there might be a music video by BTS or somebody else. So to me, that's why I say it's very simple. If they were on different YouTube pages, yes, then I'd probably look at it differently. But it's on the same page. So I guess what I'm saying is when we started, reactions, they were all on their
Mm.
HYBE page. So to me, I kind of got used to this HYBE, and I'm at this point, I don't really see the reason to change it.
Artists from other labels part of HYBE are part of the family BTS is from, but they are not. They are all from different labels.
And
even
I think HYBE doesn't really have a problem with it either, because they wouldn't post it on the same page. If they had a problem, if they wanted to separate BTS
I
from
mean,
HYBE,
no one has a problem putting it on high because it's gonna get the most amount of views.
Yeah,
Because
so why-
everything BTS goes like.
so why are we complaining? I don't understand.
Well, because I guess people want to distinguish, okay, who's really a part of what, whose team is accountable for what, because they're not on the same level.
Obviously, nobody's on BTS level.
if the HYBE family was a thing, we would also have to include artists from HYBE America like Justin Bieber or Ariana Grande. But they are never part of the HYBE family conversation because they are not K-pop and they don't
Justin Bieber signed to HYBE America? Not like Universal Music or something? I'm not sure about that.
share anything in common with other HYBE artists. So if they are not considered part of the HYBE family, then artists under other labels part of HYBE Corporation shouldn't be either. So what about a Big Hit family? This would make a lot more sense since the 3 artists part of Big Hit actually had a family photoshoot. But are they similar in any way? Big Hit artists do have one common factor, but this factor is not a sound, a style of dance, or look.
How I see it is that if there was to be a breakup, everyone part of Big Hit will go together. Everyone with Source Music will go together. Everyone part of Adore will go together. Right now, they all together because this is a conglomerate. But if there was gonna be a breakup, they're not gonna all of a sudden people from Adore are gonna go with Big Hit. They're gonna go on their own ways. I feel like it's not like brother and sister,
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying. It's not sibling.
It's like
a cousin.
It's like, but not by blood, by the law.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it's like stepsister?
Yeah, it's by the law.
Okay,
but if
that's
if
good.
there was a
Okay.
breakup,
Okay. I think if you want, I
not by blood.
I can agree with that. It's step siblings. Okay.
Yeah.
I can fuck
but
with
not
that.
not by blood.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, Justin Bieber says Island Music, EMI, and Universal. So I don't know where they're pulling this high business from.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's authenticity. And hear me out before you call me a company stan, because even if you hate Big Hit or HYBE, you may agree with me. What differentiates Big Hit artists with artists under other HYBE labels and other labels in general is the way in which they prioritize the artist and their art instead of other superficial factors. Big Hit finds artists willing to grow as artists and does not only let them grow, but also encourages them to grow.
그다음에 하이브라는 회사는 원래 예술가들의 자율성을 건드리지 않고 경영적인 프로세스에 있어서만 좋은 회사가 되도록 도와주는 회사라는 건 이미 잘 알려진 사실이라서
This creates unique artists, not the same typical K-pop group over and over again. BTS has 3 rappers.
But he said HYBE does that, not just Big Hit. That's what the bank said.
That started as rappers, not just pretty faces that were told to rap because they cannot sing. These rappers had experience composing and producing before debuting in BTS. Big Hit also chose 4 singers that represent 4 different singing styles. Ihyun is a soloist who was previously part of vocal-focused groups, so as a soloist, he releases strong ballads with deep lyrics. His music is also targeted at an older South Korean audience. TXT is also a group, but they are nothing like BTS. Even though it's common for K-pop groups to have rappers, TXT does not have an official rapper because none of them actually have a rap background, but they are not a vocal group either. Unlike BTS and Ihyun, they don't have previous producing experience, but they are extremely encouraged to grow as artists. These may be an obvious encouragement, but most K-pop labels prefer having control on their group's artistic decisions. This is why it's extremely common for K-pop performers to not compose or even choose the music that will be part of their discography. So in a way, Big Hit Music maintain their old mission, creating music and artists for healing.
야유에 성대한 막을 올렸습니다.
Most K-pop groups and their HYBE labels don't follow Big Hit's mission statement of creating music and artists for healing. For example, ENHYPEN is a K-pop boy group under the label Believed Lab, which is part of HYBE labels. But although they are associated with Big Hit's group TXT, ENHYPEN follows most K-pop rules. They are considered performers more than artists involved in their music. Their artistic decisions are the label's ideas. Across their 2 studio albums and 3 EPs, only 1 member has been credited for contributing in the songwriting process of 1 song. On the other hand, although they just started, and whether you think the lyrics are good or bad, TXT had all these writing or producing credits in their first 2 years. One of them even wrote for ENHYPEN before ENHYPEN had the chance.
I believe that each of the subgroups, they all have like different responsibilities, powers that is not necessarily experienced in another group.
to write for themselves. So although the HYBE family idea is enforced here, there is not a significant artistic factor that makes them similar. However, another label absorbed by HYBE, which apparently tries to follow Big Hit, or more specific, BTS's message, is Source Music. Source Music used to
Oh, I
have a
thought they were
group
gonna
named
say
G-Friend,
Adore.
and according to the G-Friend members themselves, they started having artistic liberties only when Source Music joined HYBE labels. After Source Music disbanded their 6-member girl group G-Friend, they debuted the 6-member girl group Les Arifin. This new girl group has a fearless concept, which aligns to one of BTS's main messages of self-acceptance and empowerment. The difference is that BTS reached their empowerment message by themselves. If you want to be really specific, RM and Suga did. It was an obvious conclusion by the way they've been writing about the subject over the years. On the other hand, it can be seen in the Les Serafim documentary that the Les Serafim members were sat down and explained with a PowerPoint presentation the fearless concept that they
Yeah, I see that. It does, whenever we see the Seraphim and the whole fearless concept, it does seem a little forced. It just doesn't come off as natural.
will have to interpret. Another label part of HYBE that follows
But sometimes they
this
look
principle
scared.
Yeah, it looks forced. It looks forced.
of authenticity is Adore, which debuted the girl group New Jeans. Their fresh, unique concept and their lack of noise music, which is very popular in K-pop, has made a lot of K-pop fans associate them with big hit artists. More specifically, they associate their fictional storyline with BTS and TXT's fictional storyline that runs throughout their music videos. However, although their label Adore enjoys the privilege of debuting their first group under HYBE Corporation, they don't like recognizing it, not even to give the New Jeans girls some credit. Adore's CEO Min Hee-jin used to be the chief marketing officer at SM Entertainment, and you can tell she has the mindset of other K-pop labels where they take all the credit from the creative projects. She said that she was the one making all the artistic decisions for New Jeans, and basically that New Jeans' success is her success. New Jeans' album was her Long Drink album. This is the music she had in mind. New Jeans' music is her music, the music of the producer Min Hee-jin. She selected the songs, and she ordered them on the EP. True or not, this wouldn't be Big Hit's strategy to promote a group, because that makes the K-pop performers look like puppets who don't have any artistic liberties. And yes, the New Jeans members may be too young to be expected to compose full songs or to have a strong musical personality and vision. Comparing them to BTS's debut when they were around New Jeans' age wouldn't be too fair, because BTS has an extraordinary journey in the music world. But TXT also debuted at a very young age, and they were still encouraged to find their own sound and become artists. This can be reflected in TXT's subtle but honest music shifts. So New Jeans may have a musical style that is refreshing in the K-pop industry. Their concept is different, and it has successfully attracted a great part of BTS's audience. But this sound and concept will not feel authentic to these girls if their label keeps taking the entire credit. Even if the New Jeans girls wrote one line in a song, which by the way they did, that's still something the CEO should be celebrating. But her words make the New Jeans members feel interchangeable. Since New Jeans is the CEO's vision, any other girls can be part of New Jeans. The special New Jeans factor does not come from the members, it comes from the executives. This is highly unlikely to happen with big hit artists. Their quote-unquote brand is authenticity. So
if you look at the lawsuit and how everything is functioning.
The video was before. This is a year-old video.
Wow, a lot of foreshadow.
why would they give the label more credit than the artists themselves?
Why do you want SM Entertainment when the management wants to go in a different direction?
As a last-minute addition to this video, it looks like despite a lot of tension between SM and HYBE, there is a high probability that HYBE will become SM's biggest shareholders. So many assume that SM will be one of the labels part of HYBE in a way. But even if this does happen, the SM family will keep being the SM family because there are obvious common factors between SM performers. In any case, they will remain as a separate label from Big Hit, just like Source Music is a separate label from Big Hit, despite all of them being part of HYBE. In the end, my point remains. The different HYBE labels and their artists don't have much in common artistically between them. If you really want to buy the fourth idea of a label family, do it with the actual label families, not with a corporation that has shares in these labels.
What's the point of this?
Of what?
Like, what's the purpose of this? To show that
Of
when you're
purpose of what?
looking this video.
Honestly, it's funny you said it, 'cause I'm sitting here thinking exactly the same
Because
thing.
I'm thinking,
Like, we watched it and like, who cares?
yeah,
Like, why?
I guess it's
Who
like,
cares?
don't group them all together.
Like, who cares? Like, I sat here, like, I learned a lot of stuff, yeah, but I'm like,
and seeing like a lot of foreshadow.
yeah, like, I'm like, who gives a fuck?
So is the HYBE family a thing? In terms of business,
Like, why are you, well, not are you guys, but why is she so intent of separating the, BTS from other labels? I don't understand that.
I guess because if people wants to stand a company, you can't possibly stand
HYBE?
HYBE because every
Fair.
subgroups is very different from one
That's
another.
fair, but to begin with, don't think you should stand a company to begin
Well,
with.
they're
So.
letting you know if you want to stand, you need more information.
Maybe.
Because to me, it's very simple. HYBE publishes every sub label on the same
Mm-hmm.
page. That's the whole HYBE to me. It's like if I go react to music video, that TXT drop is gonna be on their HYBE page. It's HYBE.
Mm.
If I go on HYBE and music videos on their HYBE page, HYBE. Yeah, in the corner they put a little or not in the intro, big hit
Mhm.
or Billy Flaps.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure, but it's still the same page.
I
There are
guess
many-
it's what you know is like, okay, if you like this song, just know that the process of making this song is probably different from the other songs that you may like, because from this artist, they may not have control to put out this song, and the people responsible for that subgroup do.
HYBE events and interactions that prove it does, but it's not the same as actual label families. Source Music has a vision for their artists that is different from Ador's vision, that it's different from Pleddy's vision, that it's different from Belief Lab's vision, that it's different from Big Hit's vision. To say that there's a HYBE dancing style or a HYBE sound like K-pop fans do with other labels would be pointless because it's not true.
I agree with that. There's no hype. So I can, but at the same time, I don't think there's a Samsung or JYP sound either.
HYBE has many labels with different sounds and styles. Some of these labels try to follow Big Hit's mission of authenticity, but others don't. Some labels under HYBE strictly
some
follow the
of
K-pop
are
system,
fake.
but other labels don't. This is why it's very hard to find real HYBE company stands, because the decisions made by Big Hit executives are different from the decisions made by
Yet people call me a hype stan because I defend hype in front of, the hype New Jeans conflict. Oh no, not stan. Sorry, hype apologist.
Source Music executives. What does happen
Because
a lot is that
you
BTS fans are
excuse.
Because I don't, I think hype is incorrect. If hype is right and not New Jeans, and their little dispute.
end up becoming casual listeners or even fans of other HYBE groups that follow Big Hits, or to be more specific, BTS's message, concept, or authenticity. There's some fan crossover with BTS and groups like Les Seraphim, New Jeans, 17, and TXT.
I just,
but it's not as common
this is
as with
just,
other-
letting you know the chain of command of things, that yeah, all these groups have labels have their own individuality because they obviously put out different
Right.
music based on different methods.
Yeah.
But Adore was acting out of line. Like, it was acting like it was the head of its
It wasn't
whole
even
organization.
Adore, it's Min Hee Jin,
Yeah.
one person.
But she's like, that's it. She
Fair, no,
says
okay,
she's
yeah.
responsible for
Yeah.
everything. So
their
it's like,
labels. Actually, what I've noticed is that if one of these groups' music starts getting closer to quote-unquote noise music, ARMYs will not be very supportive. So in the end, there's no unconditional love and support by ARMY for the supposed HYBE family. What matters and what should matter the most is the music.
Oh, so I guess that's the point of the video. Maybe somebody, was raising a claim, oh, why does ARMY not support HYBE? So she kind of made the whole video basically saying ARMY supports BTS, not
yeah. They built
not,
themselves brick
not
by brick.
BTS's stepbrothers or stepsisters.
Yeah.
Not a family
Which that's right. I think that's how it
Yeah.
should be. I don't think ARMY should support every group under HYBE. Not even under HYBE. Every group under Big Hit just because BTS under Big Hit. Like if you even I don't even think ARMY should support TXT because they're associated with BTS. If they like TXT, they should support TXT because they like them, not because they're association with BTS.
And that goes against the norm, because with the other groups, they're like families, like other like big labels, they're families.
I
so
still
they're
think that
supposed
they
to,
shouldn't be like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
they
that's
are,
not-
but I don't think it's
that's the
right.
norm. So
Right. But I just shouldn't be like that.
created by business decisions, but the artists themselves and the art they create.
I guess that's it.
Okay, guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.